That $4 coffee you just bought, the same system processing, it is helping criminals launder millions right now. And you're part of the network. Your next transaction might not be as innocent as you think. Every time you tap your phone, swipe your card, or click Pay Now, you're using third-party payment processors. PayPal, Stripe, Square, Adyen, and dozens of others. They're the invisible digital bridge between you, merchants, banks, and card networks. They've made our lives incredibly convenient. Instant payments, multiple options, seamless checkout experiences. But here's what nobody tells you. By making payments faster and easier for everyone, these same platforms accidentally created the perfect highway for criminals to move dirty money, all hidden in plain sight, mixed right in with your legitimate morning coffee purchase. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you think about every online payment you make. And the twist at the end, well, it's not what you expect. Let me break down what we're actually dealing with here. Third-party payment processors, or TPPs, are the middlemen handling transactions for millions of merchants worldwide. They're the digital connective tissue between payment gateways, banking systems, and card networks. Think about your daily routine: buying groceries online, subscribing to streaming services, ordering dinner, paying for ride shares. Every single one of those transactions likely flows through a TPP. They've revolutionized commerce by processing payments in seconds across multiple currencies, handling complex routing between banks and card networks, managing merchant accounts for businesses that can't or won't set up their own payment infrastructure, offering virtual accounts, digital wallets, and alternative payment methods. This convenience has created a multi-trillion-dollar ecosystem that powers the modern digital economy. But here's the dark side nobody talks about. That same speed, flexibility, and complexity that makes your life easier, well, it makes criminal lives easier too. The exact feature designed to help legitimate businesses, instant processing, minimal friction, global reach, are the same features that criminals exploit to move illegal money at massive scale. Criminals aren't stupid. They're constantly innovating, adapting, and finding new ways to exploit these systems. And they're really, really good at it. Here's how they do it. Prepaid cards and virtual accounts. They use these to create layers of anonymity. Money goes in under one identity, gets transferred multiple times through virtual accounts, and comes out looking completely clean with no obvious connection to the source. Shell companies and fake merchants. They set up what looks like a legitimate online business, maybe selling electronics or clothing or digital services. But it's just a front. The real purpose? Funneling dirty money through the payment processor disguised as normal sales. Transaction structuring. Instead of moving $100,000 at once, which would trigger automatic alerts, they break it into hundreds of smaller transactions. 200 here, 500 there, 300 somewhere else. Each one looks completely normal. Together, they're a massive money laundering operation. Rapid layering across borders. Money moves through multiple processors across different countries, through various accounts, all in a matter of seconds. By the time anyone notices something suspicious, the trail is cold and the money is gone. The result? Funds are layered, disguised, and sent across international borders in seconds, making it incredibly difficult for law enforcement to track. And here's the terrifying part. This is all happening mixed right in with billions of legitimate transactions. Your coffee purchase, someone's mortgage payments, a small business payroll transfer, all flowing through the same system alongside millions in drug money, human trafficking proceeds, and terrorist financing. Finding the criminal transactions in this ocean of legitimate payments, well, it's like finding specific drops of poison in a river. So how do payment processors, banks, and regulators try to catch these criminals? They watch for red flags, patterns that separate normal business activity from suspicious behavior. Red flag number one, sudden spikes in transaction volume. A merchant processing $5,000 a month suddenly jumps to $500,000 a month. That's not normal business growth. That's suspicious. Red flag number two, high-risk jurisdictions. When payments consistently flow to or from countries known for weak enforcement, corruption, or money laundering havens, that raises immediate concerns. Red flag number three, rapid account turnover. Merchants who open accounts, process a bunch of transactions, then shut down and disappear within weeks or months. They're burning through accounts intentionally to stay ahead of detection. Red flag number four, resistance to identification. Clients who fight providing proper documentation, use fake business addresses, or refuse to answer basic questions about their operations. Legitimate businesses don't act like this. Red flag number five, unusual payment patterns. Lots of refunds, chargebacks, or transactions that get reversed. Payments coming in from one country but shipping to completely different locations. Multiple small transactions just below reporting thresholds. These are the warning signs that banks and regulators watch closely. But here's the problem. In a world of instant payments and millions of transactions per second, catching fraudsters before they disappear isn't easy. Now let me hit you with a statistic that should terrify you. Between 50% and 70% of online sales involving illicit drugs, counterfeit goods, or illegal content use transaction laundering, moving dirty money through apparently legitimate payment processors. Think about that. More than half of illegal online commerce is hiding inside the same payment systems you use every single day. That online store you just bought from, probably legitimate, but can you be 100% certain? How would you even know if they were also processing illegal transactions alongside your purchase? You wouldn't. That's the point. This puts everyone at risk, not just the payment processors or the banks, but you. Because when criminal money flows through a merchant you've purchased from, and that merchant gets flagged or shut down, your payment information was in that system. Your transaction data was mixed with criminal activity. So, is your favorite online store just a marketplace, or could it be an unwitting conduit for criminal activity happening right under your nose? The answer is you probably can't tell the difference. Regulators are trying to step up, but massive gaps still remain. Here's something shocking. In the United States, payment processors aren't always legally required to follow anti-money laundering protocols. The laws were written decades ago when payment systems looked completely different. However, banks and financial institutions are increasingly demanding that TPPs mirror strong compliance practices or risk being completely cut off from the banking system. No bank access means no business. Leading payment processors fighting back against financial crime are implementing thorough due diligence on every merchant and client before onboarding them, verifying identities, checking business legitimacy, assessing risk profiles, regular contract reviews, and data security provisions to ensure merchants maintain proper safeguards, real-time monitoring for suspicious transactions, rapid account turnovers, and anonymized payments that could indicate criminal activity. Automated systems for sanctions screening, instantly checking every transaction against global watch lists of criminals, terrorists, and sanctioned entities. Collaboration with law enforcement and independent audits to verify their systems are actually working. Evolving global laws like the Bank Secrecy Act, the USA Patriot Act, and the European Union anti-money laundering directives are demanding ever greater vigilance. But enforcement is inconsistent. Penalties vary wildly, and criminals are always one step ahead, adapting faster than regulations can keep up. The platforms that prioritize compliance are building fortress-level defenses. The ones that don't, they're the weak links that criminals actively seek out and exploit. Okay, here's the moment you've been waiting for. The twist, the real secret. You might think the answer is stop using these payment processors, go back to cash, don't trust digital payments. That's not the solution. That's not even possible anymore. Here's the real answer. We don't abandon the system. We make it stronger. The solution isn't less technology, it's better technology. If third-party payment processors invest heavily in advanced AML programs powered by artificial intelligence, robust merchant screening that catches shell companies before they process a single transaction, transparent reporting that shares intelligence across the industry, real-time collaboration with banks, regulators, and law enforcement, they transform from being the weak link into being an impenetrable fortress. But here's where you come in. And this is the part nobody talks about. For merchants, choose payment processors that prioritize compliance, even if they cost slightly more or take an extra day to onboard you. That extra scrutiny protects your business reputation. For customers, support companies that invest in security. When you see fraud protection measures that add a few seconds to checkout, don't complain, appreciate them. Those annoying verification steps are protecting everyone. For everyone, report suspicious behavior, share information, advocate for better digital security standards, push for stronger regulations. Payment processors must collaborate. Sharing data about suspicious patterns, reporting criminal activity immediately, and building smarter systems that catch threats before they cause damage. The right measures turn everyday payment tools into shields against financial crime. And together, processors, merchants, customers, and regulators, we can actually close these gaps. You have a stake in protecting these systems because you use it every single day. So here's my question for you. Whose side are you on? Team speed and convenience, where payments are instant but criminals slip through, or team security and vigilance, where transactions might take a few extra seconds, but the system can actually be protected and is protected? Would you sacrifice 5 seconds at checkout for stronger safeguards that protect everyone? Be honest. Drop a comment. Have you ever seen a strange charge on your account? Have you dealt with payment delays because of fraud protection? Have you ever wondered if that random online store was actually legitimate? I hope your favorite payment processor is watching this. I hope your company's compliance officer sees this before choosing a new TPP. Your stories and experiences can make a real difference in pushing this industry toward better practices. Next time you click Pay Now, remember that simple action connects you to a massive global network, and every one of us has a responsibility to make sure it's protected. Thanks for watching. Share this with someone who needs to understand what's really happening behind every transaction they make. They might just think twice the next time they buy that morning coffee online.